Hello and welcome to another Serum tutorial. Today we're going to be doing the buzzy bass part in the song Wet Like by Ashnikko. So let's go ahead and jump in. So we have Serum pulled up here. Let's just hit play. So how do we make this kind of buzzy, like sounding synth? Well, the first part is we want to turn up the unison quite a bit. We're also going to turn on this. Maybe basic mini is what I want. Yeah. It has some additional grit to it, and I think that comes from this secondary oscillator being offset by a fifth, which is 7 semitones. And then we can turn the level down here. Okay. Cool. Now let's go ahead and let's drop this 2 octaves, and then we'll just drop this one octave. Cool. And let's take the detune down a little bit here, and let's turn up the unison here to 7. Yeah. Okay, now let's take a sub. I think... Okay, now let's go to the filter. Let's turn that on, and I think I want it on for all of them. So the interesting thing about this instrument is that it's very like it grows and swells, and it also kind of sounds like it does like octave jumps. So a way to do that and automate it all together is by going to your matrix mod, going to the mod wheel, and we're going to assign several things to the mod wheel. So first we're going to assign cutoff, obviously, and we'll take it to 20. So, okay. And then we're also going to take the mod wheel 2 more times, and we're going to use it to adjust the semitone, turn it all the way up. That's going to let us jump a little bit more. I think it's an octave. Yeah. So you have that octave jump there, and it's all happening as the mod wheel is moving. So it's all routed to one thing. So to get that that kind of pumpy sound, we don't really have to do that much. So for the first envelope, I do want a little bit of attack to it. Yeah. And then a little bit of a decay in the sustain and a little bit of release. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And let's also take another envelope for the cutoff filter here. And then let's turn the sustain down. Yeah. And we're actually going to want the sustain to be pretty much not there and only slightly go down. And I think the other thing is it's a really, really, really slight difference. So what I want. Yeah, we'll turn it down. Now, the other thing I want to do is it kind of has this like duct pumped sound. So what we can do is we can take this and we can do saw up, and then we can route this LFO, and I'll do this in the matrix. So we'll go LFO 1, and then we'll do cutoff, which is here. Yeah, there we go. And it's also locked to every beat. So if we were to hold this out, yeah. So I'm going to turn the attack a little bit higher. And turn this up a tiny bit. Okay, so we have a good structure from where this all starts. Let's make it sound better. So what we can do is on the effects panel, first of all, let's take some distortion because we know it's very pretty distorted. And I believe like hard clip is usually what I go for. Yeah, so I usually go for hard clip for stuff like this, and then we'll do post, and then we'll drag this like pretty high up. Yeah. Okay. The other thing we want to do as well is turn up the drive a decent amount. Yeah. 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 Cool. I know another thing we can do to kind of get this even more nice distorted sound is we can add reverb, but we can make it go before the distortion, so the distortion is also affecting the reverb. We don't want it too long, so we'll take the size down and we'll take the decay a decent amount down. Yeah, that sounded pretty cool. And then let's add a chorus. Yeah. We'll take the mix down a little bit. Let's go all the way to the mix. Yeah. And I still feel like the mod wheel, we could do even less on the cutoff. And same with here. This envelope, we can take the CE even lower. Pretty. That sounded pretty solid, I think. Let's hear it in context, shall we? I still want a little bit more, so I'll turn up the drive. Yeah, maybe we can turn the cutoff a little bit higher. Cool. Yeah, and all I did for this build-up part, which Ashnikko, I think her producer, they just used just a cutoff filter on the whole thing. So I just made a bus for this, and then I automated the cutoff to go higher slowly. But this is like how the start of the song sounds, right? Yeah, and then I just had to grow. Anyway, that's how you make the buzzy bass synth in Ashnikko's Wet Like. I hope that was informative and useful to you. If it was, please feel free to subscribe. The Buzz lead synth I'll be putting out for free on my Gumroad, and for $3 you'll also be able to get this main bass synth that sounds like this. Pretty cool. I'm also giving away the MIDI information, so you don't have to figure that out, because I took forever figuring that out and it sucked. Even if you like don't really want to cover the song or whatever, it's really great to look at how everything lines up on the grid to get that kind of like moving rhythmic bass sound to match that same kind of like dancey Ashnikko flow. So highly recommend checking that out. Again, that's all available on my Gumroad. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.